spend more time alone. Spending more time alone is good for your mental health. When you're around people, you get distracted, you're not able to think for yourself, and you become dependent on them for your happiness, for joy. So that's why it's very important to spend more time alone. Now, before I get started and break down the video, make sure to smash that like button, make sure to hit the red subscribe button, and make sure to leave a comment down below. Let's get straight into it, man. See, spending time alone is something that most people don't want to do. You know, you feel like, nah, you want to be around friends, around family, you want to have a good time with people. And at the end of the day, we're social beings, you understand? Like, we're like social beings, we need to be around people. But when you're around people for too long or too often, you then get distracted from yourself, you don't have your own thoughts, and you don't know what you want for yourself. Everything is done for the approval or validation of other people, which is why it's very important to get to a stage where daily or however long you can do it for, where it's just solitude, it's just you by yourself, no distractions, no TV, no phone, it's just you and your own thoughts. Now, I understand this can be dangerous at the same time because a lot of people struggle, you know, when they're by themselves and have too much thoughts, drowning in their own like perception of life and that. But it's also very important that you do this. You know, so you have to realize that every single person has their view of you, has a expectation of you. Your parents, they want you to do this and go down this route. Your friends are pushing down this route. Society is pushing you down this way. You know, so when you're constantly around people, you're not able to think for yourself. Think like, who am I? What do I want? What do I think is good? If everything is done for the sake of other people, or you need to get approval from others, then you're not living your life according to your own nature. You're simply living to please other people, which is the biggest mistake you can make. So when you are by yourself, you know, you get to know yourself. Who am I? What do I want? What do I enjoy? You know, without anyone telling you, nah, that's not good, this is good. I'm not saying don't get opinion of other people, get advice. I'm saying like, yo, have you ever just sat down with yourself and had a conversation with yourself and actually come to your own conclusion without getting approval or stamped by this person, without any other interferences in that? You know, that's what it does. And now when you spend time alone, you ask questions. It's very important to ask questions, and you come with your own conclusion. You come with your own thinking. You know, which is why solitude is very important. You have to do it. When I say solitude, I don't mean just you by yourself playing video games or you by yourself watching TV or doing an activity. I'm talking you by yourself in a room. There's no outside stimulation. You and your own thoughts and that. And you can have a pen and paper, however you want to. Everyone has their own method. Pen and paper, write down what comes to your mind, like journaling, or you can simply just ask questions and and write answers down, and you're delegating within your own self and that. You know, you have to do this consistently, because if not, then people are going to drag you and pull you to where they want you to go and that. Like your mom's telling you, yo, come here, you need to go to school and go become a doctor. Okay, your friend's saying, nah, bro, you need to go down this road. And then he's saying this, and then she's saying that, and it's like confusion to the point where you don't even know what you want, who you are. Where am I going? What do I want out of life? What do I want to achieve? What's my passion? What's my purpose? You don't know none of them answers, which is where majority of people are in the world right now, because it's so much stimulation, so much like opinions and, you know, like stereotypes and all of these things that you're trying to fit into, but you don't know who you are. Everyone's an individual. There's over 8 billion people in the world, and every single person is an individual, has their own thoughts, has their own needs, has their own aspiration, has their own road that they have to go down in that, you know. But if you get too caught up with people, then you know what I'm saying to you, it gets very difficult. So the answer is to think for yourself. Now, you can think for yourself if you speak to other people, and I'm not saying you're not able to think for yourself, but the best way to think for yourself is to not be interrupted, not to be intervened in, and not for anyone to come and disturb your thinking pattern, for you to think it all the way through without any other input. It's just you by yourself and that. That's what you call original thought. That's what you call thinking for yourself. And that's how you get to the bottom of who you are and where you're going. You know, this is the biggest like struggle right now. People don't know who they are, where they're going, the purpose of life. Like, they don't know none of these questions. The questions can only be answered by you. You have to answer the question. If not, then like I said, you're gonna follow someone else's path, someone else's road. You know, everyone has to walk their own individual road in that. Everyone has their own path. That's why most people, as they get older, they go different directions, because it's like, that's not where he's going, it's not where I want to be going. Where she's going is not my direction. My direction is unique, bro. You know what I'm saying to you? So if you are listening or simply like acquiescing or just simply following other people, then you're going to walk someone else's path. And then you're gonna find a path that you're walking, not be satisfied, not feel good within your own self. Your mental health is not gonna be at a good place because it's like, I'm not feeling good about what I'm doing. I don't understand. Why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling frustrated? Why am I feeling like I'm not heading down the right directions? Because you're walking someone else's path. And then when you come off that path, eventually, now you have to start your own path again. So the sooner you're able to think for yourself, the sooner you get to understand who you are, what you're doing here, what your purpose is, and what you want to do with your life, most importantly, and you walk your own road in that, the more joyful, happy, and enthusiasm you're going to have every single day. Until then, it's simply, you're just doing what you think you're supposed to do. Oh, I think I'm supposed to go to work and earn a living. Oh, I think I need to go to university and do this because this is what everyone else is doing. So all your opinions, all of your thought pattern, all of everything that's inside your mind comes from outside simulation. Now, I'm not saying it's all negative, it's all bad. It's definitely not. You can speak to someone and they can give you advice, or speak to your parents, friends, anyone you can get, and you should actually seek that as well. As well as being alone, you also need to seek to be around people so you can get different ideas, different ways of thinking. But ultimately, you have to come to your own decision. Ultimately, you have to do what's best for your self-interest in that. Not being selfish, but following your path. You know, not what your parents said, not what your friends said, what you think and what you say is what has to go in that. Anything outside of that is you're creating conflict of interest in that. You want to do this and you think this, but people are telling you that, and now you know what I'm saying to you? There's confusion in your mind in that. Lack of clarity. You know, you need to be definite on who you are and where you go. When you need to know this. If you don't, then you're just going left. He's pulling you to the left, she's pulling you to the right, he's pulling you up. Like, where am I? Where am I? You know, confusion. So when you're by yourself, the biggest benefit of that is you get new ideas. Like, you have different. Like, I didn't come to that realization, especially when, like, for my example, myself, when I meditate and I sit there in silence, just breathing, ideas come into my mind and that. You know, like, oh, I never thought of it like that. Oh, this comes to my mind, that comes to my mind. You realize, you be surprised what you're capable of. You be surprised how many good ideas and how intuitive you are when you're by yourself and that. But you cannot do that if you're constantly surrounded with people. Now, I'm not saying cut everyone off. I'm not speaking to no one, block everyone's number, go to the cave in the mountains and that, become a monk. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, yo, a period in the day, maybe a few hours before you go to sleep, maybe in the morning, I don't know when it is and that, but it has to be a period where it's like there's nothing coming in. It's just you in this cocoon and that. It's just you by yourself, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll see, like, wow, like, I didn't know I had this idea. Wow, I didn't know that. You know, you'd be surprised what you're capable of. You'd be surprised how much is inside your own mind, how much you have not unraveled yet within your own self. So it's very important to every single day to do that. And then when you do that, then eventually you become who you are. You start to become the person, or the person who you're supposed to be, you know? And the only thing that's stopping you is interference in that, distractions. Like, we all know there's endless amount of distractions. Like, literally, if you look left, right, up, down, everywhere there's distractions. If it's not your parents, if it's not your siblings, if it's not social media, if it's your friends, it's something that's always interfering, that it's messing up the signal in your head. So take time to spend more time alone. The more time you spend alone, the more you get to know yourself, the more, like, clarity you get, and the more definite you get about what you are doing on this earth and that. If not, if it's constantly distorted, then it's going to be difficult for you to be fully joyful and to walk your path and that, man. So that's the message of the video. I hope it brought you value. If it did bring you value, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to also hit the red subscribe button and leave a comment down below, man. Let me know what you got from this video. I appreciate it.